let me introduce Isaac Io Schankler. Isaac is a composer and audio designer whose work bridges the worlds of concert music and interactive media. They have written music for several acclaimed independent video games, including Lady Killer in a Bind, Analog, A Hate Story, Red Shirt, Depression Quest, and the upcoming polyrhythm game The One Body Problem. Shankler's recent album, Because Patterns, released on Aerocade Music, has been lauded as beautiful, algorithmic, organic, dystopian. Those are some of my favorite adjectives. I don't know about you. And Shankler is also an artistic director of concert series People Inside Electronics and an associate professor of music at Cal Poly Pomona. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for that great introduction. I just want to ask everyone if they can see and hear me and also see and hear the orb in front of them. Okay, wonderful. So welcome everyone. I'm really glad you're here. My name is Isaac Io and I will be your guide through the world of Orb Pondering Simulator. Orb Pondering Simulator is based on scientifically proven breathing exercises that help calm and focus your mind. So you'll notice there is an orb in front of you. You can see that the orb is growing and shrinking gradually, and you'll notice there's a sound that gets louder as the orb grows and quieter as the orb shrinks. And there's also a period where the orb doesn't do anything, where it holds its shape and the sound is steady. So what I want us to do together is to breathe with the orb. We'll breathe in as the orb grows. We'll hold our breath while the orb holds its shape, and then we'll breathe out as the orb shrinks. So we're going to try that a couple times. And we're just going to wait for the orb to get back to the beginning. Here we go. So let's breathe in. Hold. And breathe out. Good. Are we not hearing the orb? It's a little quiet. Yeah, this is related to box breathing. So one more time. Breathe in. Hold. And breathe out. Okay. Great. Just do that a few more times. Breathe in. Okay. Hold on. Sorry about that. 1 second. Okay. That's weird. That hasn't happened before. Okay. Okay, I have an idea. So it appears I'm locked out for some reason, but we have a backup plan. So if you were in the chat right now, in the theater, I could use some help. There's some debug commands that we can access. So if one of you can type into chat, ! Then spawn, then orb. ! No space, SPAWN. Oh, there we, okay. Okay, now we have a few orbs. That's okay. But really it's Orb Pondering Simulator, not Orbs Pondering Simulator, right? So, okay. So I'm going to teach you another command, which is kill. Okay, interesting. Not even an orb. Okay, so yeah, exclamation point kill space orb. Don't worry. It's just a figure of speech. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, maybe just focus on one orb and breathe. Okay, yeah, we're getting closer. Just make sure you don't kill anything that doesn't exist. I haven't tested that, so I don't know what will happen. Okay, let's see if we can get rid of all the things that aren't orbs. Getting there. Just don't kill something when there's like 0 orbs or 0. Oh. Okay. I guess that's what happens when you try and kill something that doesn't. Oh dear. Okay. I think we can get rid of those if you do exclamation point kill. Okay, just ignore that. If you type exclamation point click kill, don't pay any attention to that. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so exclamation point kill error, and error is in all caps. Okay, I'll see. Okay, yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're killing the errors. Most of them. Much better. But come on. Okay. Seriously. Very funny. Very funny. Okay. You know what? Fine. I wasn't going to tell you about this, but there's one more keyword that will get rid of everything all at once. This is kind of like a last resort. nuclear option, just to speak, so to speak. And that's the word everybody. So if you type !kill not everything. Oh no. Oh no. What did you do? That's it. I'm shutting this down. I'm shutting this down. How do I shut it down? Okay. Well, thanks, I guess. That didn't go exactly as planned, but I hope you got something out of it. That's Orb Pondering Simulator. I don't know if it will ever exist again, but I'm glad you were here for possibly the only iteration of Orb Pondering Simulator. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Isaac. That was really, really wonderful. It seems like we've got plenty of time for questions if anyone wants to type those in chat. I found that very relaxing. So thank you for that. While we're waiting for questions to come in, I do have one. Was there any particular inspiration you had for that experience? It seems rather unique.
Many different things. One is doing concerts with electronic music. Everything is bound to go wrong in a way that it never has before. So it's partly inspired by that. Are there any adverse effects from pondering orbs? That's a good question.
Yes.
No comment. No comment on that one.
Okay. None we found yet, perhaps. Is there any way that people can like play this on their own, or is this truly the unique, one of a kind orb partnering experience?
It won't be exactly like this, but there will be a version of, for obvious reasons, it won't be exactly like this, but there will be a version that you can kind of play around with that I will probably release on itch soon. I'm not sure exactly when, but yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Everyone remember, you can put questions on the question board if you want me to read them. Yeah, that was really wonderful. So the errors, what is it that originally spawned the errors? Killing something that wasn't there?
Yeah, so if there are no orbs and you try and spawn an orb, that's what creates an error.
Gotcha. One thing that really impressed me about this was how you were able to use a limited like supply of keywords to do very interesting things like that. Like having not being able to do something be a separate input. I think that's really cool and reminds me a lot of like creative inputs in text games. I saw a couple spawn ye flask, etc.
Yeah, I got to look through there's some really great command attempts that I need to go back and look at just to see what people tried to do. I would say one other, in answering your question before, one other inspiration for this was a few years ago. I think it was in 2020 or 2021. When I was trying to do lots of like trying to reimagine. How can we possibly do a musical performance, and feeling ambivalent about streaming, and so I did a project called the Public Modular that was basically you could play a modular synth remotely through Twitch chat commands. So that was kind of an initial inspiration for this, but that had like very intricate, kind of complicated commands, and it ended up being fun, but it ended up just being that kind of like only a handful of people could were like able to like get a handle on it and actually participate in it. So for this, I tried to like really, strip down the commands to like a really simple set.
Awesome. Kind of along those lines, Travis asks, were there any commands that were not typed that people missed?
Oh, well, there are, as you may have guessed, two kind of alternate endings. Spawn everybody and kill everybody. And it's just kind of a matter of what people get to first. And so I was curious what people would do first. And I was kind of happy that that people figured out the spawn everybody command and went with that first.
Yes, that was my first thought on as soon as you give us a new keyword. I was very excited to use other verbs. Alexi asks, if I want to start exploring more electronic experiences like Orb Simulator, where should I start to look for those?
Ooh. Well, there's another experience created in Unreal Engine recently that I'm trying to remember the name of. I will look it up. But then also, there are visual programming languages for audio, like one called MaxMSP, one called Pure Data. And if you look up stuff about the communities for those kinds of software, there's a lot of patches that people share and stuff like that. So that might be a good window into that. And let me just find the name of the Cycles is the name of the other one I was thinking of. So it's on Steam. If you look up Cycles, someone else did a generative music project or a procedural music project. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome. We've got some related questions in chat about what do you think the implications are of errors also being in harmony with breathing, and did error gain sentience?
That's a good question. So so I don't know how apparent it was, but the errors have a different, or at least some of them have a different breathing rate than most of the other objects. So if you were trying to breathe along with something, with some of those, you might end up like hyperventilating. Might not be recommended. I'll say this: in terms of what's going on, in terms of the narrative of the game, the orbs didn't become sentient; they were already sentient, and there's a reason for that.
Interesting. Well, could we maybe fire it back up and see if we can see the other ending as well? So we've got time.
Sure. It's much less exciting, but yeah, alternate ending. Here we go. Whoops, did I not? Oh no, it's there. So I think you might have to. Whoops. So I don't know if it's appearing. It's backstage, but I don't know if the people in the theater can see it.
I think we'll probably need to
go.
add it to the screen there.
Okay. So if we make a whole bunch of objects. So
I love the textures on these.
Oh wait, hold on. Okay, now it should work if someone types kill everything.
Looks like we did get to kill everything in chat.
Oh, sorry, everybody.
Kill everybody, right?
Yeah. So that's probably what you would think of as the bad ending.
Awesome. Well, let me check the question board. Yeah, it would be very ominous if the commands worked after closing the Orb Pondering Simulator. I would say that is a true horror. Awesome. So we do have some extra time in the middle here. We had a talk we had to cancel. That's why we've got like a 15-minute gap here. If anyone does have any more questions, that's great. Otherwise, we'll probably take a brief break to spend some time exploring the space and then come back maybe a little bit early for Emily's talk. Thank you so much, Isaac. That was a really awesome experience.
Thank you. And thanks, everybody. This was really fun. Thanks for being the guinea pigs.
Yeah, I think this is one that will be remembered for sure.